Nick Ross and Fiona Bruce are waiting for your call. Crime Watch is in just over 5 minutes here on BBC One. This is BBC One. Now, budget statement by the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Good evening. The people of Britain want a budget that puts money into our public services, helps pensioners, and maintains our economic stability. None of us wants a return to the boom and bust that did so much damage to the jobs, the homes, the livelihoods of Britain's hard-working families. So for 3 years, my first task has been to build a platform of economic stability. We immediately made the Bank of England independent, and we cut government borrowing. And now inflation and mortgage rates are low. And through quick action on interest rates, so we don't risk any return to boom and bust, there's steady growth and 800,000 more people in work. So in today's budget, I'm locking in this economic stability. And because we've been prudent, we can now afford to release substantial new money for our public services. First, the health service. Today I've been able to announce new funds to recruit and train more nurses, more doctors, and to build more hospitals. Since its creation, NHS spending has risen by an average 3.3% a year above inflation. Under the last government, it rose by 2.9%. Today I announced that in the years from now until 2004, the NHS will grow by twice as much. By 6.1% a year over and above inflation, it's by far the biggest growth of any period in the 50-year history of the health service. Last year, we spent just over £1,850 per household on the NHS. By 2004, we will spend more than £2,800 per household. It's half as much again for healthcare for every family in our country. The NHS needs action now, and in just 14 days, there'll be an immediate cash injection of an extra £2 billion. So between now and 2004, spending will increase by over 50%, the biggest ever cash boost in the history of the NHS. And of course, we need not only new resources, but reform. So tomorrow, the Prime Minister will make a statement in Parliament on the work he and the Health Secretary will lead over the next 4 months to reform and modernise the health service. The government's plan to be put forward in July will focus on how we can get the most out of the new money that we are now putting in to the NHS. Second, I took action today to improve our schools. I announced that from April, an extra £1 billion will be available to raise standards in education. Starting next month, every school will receive additional cash for equipment and books, and will recruit and train more teachers. And third, more help for our pensioners. In my first budget, I introduced a winter allowance of £20. In my second, I increased the winter allowance to £100. Today, I increased the winter fuel allowance paid to all households where someone is over 60 from £100 to £150, paid this year and every year. And this year, from 1st November, all pensioners over 75 will receive a free TV licence worth £104. Today, I also cut tax for pensioners and changed all rules which penalise the elderly for a lifetime of savings and thrift. We can do more for our public services and for our pensioners because we've cut borrowing, we've put people back to work, and because every penny of increased cigarette tax is going straight to the health service, and because we've made the economy stronger. With the New Deal, we've now halved youth and long-term unemployment. From today, as we extend our New Deal, we're clamping down hard on benefit cheats. Work, you know, should always pay more than benefits. That's why we've introduced and then raised the minimum wage, and why today I increased the working family's tax credit. Child benefit will rise to £15 for the eldest child, the highest level ever. And for the hard-working people of Britain, I'm cutting the basic rate of income tax to 22p, the lowest basic rate in 70 years. The tax burden for the working family will now be the lowest since 1972. So today in Britain, we have stability, low inflation, 800,000 more people in work. Our tough decisions and our economic growth now let us invest more in public services, including 50% more for the NHS. So this is a budget that unites the whole country. It's a budget to deliver opportunity and security for all. This is a budget for the hard-working people of Britain.
That was a budget statement by the Chancellor of the Exchequer. There's in-depth coverage of the budget, including a chance to work out what it means for you from BBC News Online. That's at www.bbc.co.uk/news.
Why learn from